Hi, my name is Don Bowman, and today I'd like to talk about the backup internet connection or dual WAN problem in a industrial environment. So imagine that you've got a plant, maybe it's a wastewater treatment plant, and it has a set of remotes, and the remotes all talk to it and exchange, SCADA goodness. And you might imagine that you have that done. In the past, you would have done it maybe with a 900 megahertz radio, and then that kind of got a lot of interference, and then you looked at upgrading to like a 5.8 gigahertz point-to-point link, but those are actually kind of expensive. There's a tower, there's some steel and stuff. So you chose to use internet connectivity and a VPN. Not uncommon. Or perhaps it's on the input side to the plant. You've got remote operations, or maybe a remote historian, and the top of the plant has an internet connection that goes into some sort of complicated firewall. And now you've run into a problem where there's been one too many hurricanes and people have been complaining, there's been outages, maybe there's data missing, or maybe they weren't able to get their job done, or who knows what happened. So you're like, okay, I got this. Let me go get a second internet connection. And maybe it's 5G, and maybe it's Starlink, or maybe it's something like that. And you've gone and bought that, and then you put it in, and now you have another problem. And the other problem is, so how do you use that? It's got a totally different IP address. What do? Do you change your DNS name and wait for it to time out with the time to live? That's 4 hours. That's not good enough. So the inbound people don't know how to find it. And when it's connecting site to site, well, actually that connection doesn't support your VPN because it doesn't support inbound connectivity. It doesn't have a public IP address. So what do? Well, instead of panicking, I got another solution. You can give me a call. My company, Agilicus, we make a really great zero trust secure remote access architecture. But one of the neat things about it is our connectivity is outbound only, and it's active, high availability, which means it constantly uses all of your links, and if one of them goes down, nobody knows. It just keeps up and it stays connected. You don't need to do an expensive SDWAN type solution where you stitch it all together onto a new IP address. It's outbound only on TLS, and that just makes it work. If you want more information, come to my website, www.agilicus.com, and you can find some white papers we've done on dual WAN or multiple WAN. There's a really great webinar we've done, or just send me an email, info@agilicus.com. Thanks very much, and bye-bye.